time has come, we're gonna take it back. Just wait and see. Don't tread on me. I won't sit back, stand idly by, watch the heart of my nation die. Oh, not me. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on my Bible, don't tread on my guns, don't you tread on my faith in God's only Son. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me.
Hey, this is Jon Marietta. I am the Hillbilly, and it's another beautiful day in Fayette County. Nick, what's the temperature out there? It feels like it's 80. Boy, it's awful sticky, isn't it, Gino?
It is. It's a tough day to be outside.
It feels like it's going to rain any minute. I got Gina Wake with me also today. And today's show is being brought to you by Patriot Switch, Mauser's Garage and Terrace Center, Monarch Windows and Doors, PatriotsOnline.com, Fayette County Recovery and Storage, and U-Haul. I better get that in or Hubie will be mad at me. Fayette County Recovery, Storage, and U-Haul. Tactical Civics, White Mountain Logging, Solid Foundation Ministries, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, which is on YouTube, and Jon Marietta for We the People, and Driscoll's Potting Shed. And Gino, Fayette Structures, and go over there and support Gino. I tell you what, it's unbelievable the prices he charges for them.
We're doing pretty good. We had another good week this week.
I can't believe it. I mean, every time I go over there's a whole lot changed. And then I see there's people up the road trying to get in that business, but they ain't never going to beat you, Gino.
Oh, no. We're lucky. Well, we're dealing with all local people. Our product's made locally. And so that gives us a big advantage because everything's here. It doesn't have the shipping that the other vendors do. We have a good team.
So I want to start out with this. And actually, that's the first word of the Bible verse. So don't worry, because I am with you. Don't be afraid, because I am your God. I will make you strong, and I will help you. I will support you with my right hand that saves you. That's Isaiah 41:10. And the other verse I want to touch on today, which leads into what me and Gino was trying to do this week. Be on guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be men of courage. Be strong. That's 1 Corinthians 16:13. So, one last little advertisement I got. The Hillbilly Picnic is July the 6th at Flatwoods. It's Pavilion 1. It's from 2 to 7. Just come have a hot dog with me, macaroni salad and baked beans or whatever they're going to have. I know I've been told they ordered a bunch of watermelon, so I guess I'll be slicing watermelon for everybody. And it's going to be just a nice time. So, anyways.
And let's not forget about the Junior Red Raider picnic on June 22nd.
That's June 22nd. That's at the Polish Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's go support the Junior Red Raiders.
Sorry.
It'll be a busy summer.
Yeah. Oh, this is, right? The picnic season.
Yeah. Jim Fabian passed away today. Brian Fabian's dad. He was just a really good gentleman. He took care of the tractor pulls, the bullskin. He guarded the gate and watched after the 4-H kids out and their animals for 50 years. He worked out the Fayette County Fair. Can you imagine that? And he passed away sometime. I didn't get the whole details, but I just wanted to throw that out there because he's a good guy. He was a really good guy. And there's a lot of other people that in the last few weeks it just shows you that life is short.
It is short.
I mean, it is. And Phil and then other people. But anyways, okay, let's get started. Me and Gino was busy this week.
Yeah, we was
up to I don't know. I don't want to.
We were pretty busy. Yeah, we were pretty busy. So, transparency should not be as elusive as a UFO sighting. And, if you're squinting through the haze trying to see what's happening in your county, it's really time to demand some clarity. And really, that's what me and Jon were doing. So recently, we had heard, some conflicting information was coming out of the Tax Claim Bureau about whether or not they were even going to hold a sale. And some folks that we knew went up and were trying to register and turned away after the date, which was really unusual. And the long and short of it is, it just wasn't sitting right with us. We knew something was going on up there in that office and with this last particular sale. And then we got some evidence of people after the deadline being allowed to register, and other folks just weren't allowed to register, and they were within the time frame. And we were wondering what was going on. There was only approximately 30 some people registered. Now, in all fairness to the Tax Claim Bureau, they had some changes in that office. But the long and short of it was, when here we get to sale day, certain people being treated differently. Certain people are allowed to register, and other people aren't. And there's criteria. If you have delinquent properties and things, then you're not allowed to bid on the properties and things like that. And they want to. I know there's a screening process, but there was a lot of inconsistencies on their website. And then, but it's really felt a little more sinister than that, because a low number of people registering for the sale. What that does. Folks that do fortunately lose their property in the sale, but though they are entitled to any equity in the property after the sale. Like, so if a particular property goes for $10,000 more than the upset price, some portion of that will eventually be returned to the family that lost the farm or their house or whatever. So these things have to be done out in the open, transparently, and with a certain efficiency that benefits the county and the municipalities that are owed those back taxes, and then ultimately even the families that are affected, by the sale. So when we saw that wasn't happening, we sought to remedy that, and we did that through an injunction, which we had some help with some friends putting it together. But I tell you, that's a big task. After you figure out what you're going to put in the injunction, just the copies, we had to do like 16 copies, and then we had to pay to get them served and things like that. It was a lot of work. Yeah. So there's a lot of, and that's not even giving credit to the individuals that put time in to figure out the legalese and things. But all that was worth it. Ultimately, they stayed the sale or postponed it. So the next sale will be advertised properly. We also got a small concession from the Tax Claim Bureau, and that they admitted in open court that they're some little inconsistent with their policies. The
attorney, the solicitor for the...
Yeah, he was going to clean that up and make some changes, and I think all that's important. And at the next sale, hopefully there'll be more bidders, and it'll be a little more transparent, because, we just can't keep getting these black eyes.
Well, the main thing is, and I'm not wanting to go clear back to this, but I am. but you see the inconsistencies with what happened here at the tax sale, and we were able to get them to concede.
Sure.
We know we have way more problems with the election bureau than we do with the tax bureau, and we can't get them to buckle on that. We can't get them to just even take up that argument with us. So
really, today we live in a time where if you feel jilted or there's a problem, we don't take people out into the street and use vigilante justice or whatever. But although several times it's very tempting, this is how you do it. If you fight in a courtroom, but we not, and we also fight at the ballot box. So I just would urge people to just please, try to get yourself in tune with what's happening in the county. After all, it's if you don't watch, they'll try to pull anything. I mean, we see this over and over and over.
Oh, man. I think that's on all levels.
There's no press. So you would think this lawsuit would have generated a little bit of press. The only one that covered again to the rescue was the radio. But we did send press releases out to the Trib, the Courier, the Daily Courier, and the Herald Standard.
None of them
Not a beep. Same situation with the injection wells. When that hit the county, the response was late. Our response was rapid, and that's what it takes. I haven't seen any articles about this upcoming hearing. Have you heard about it for the solar panels in Georges Township, a big industrial solar plant they want to put in on acres?
I haven't heard anything.
Nothing.
They've kept it very quiet.
Yeah, so these are the things that you have to stay ahead of. Our county commissioners continue to want to operate behind the curtain like magicians, and if we want to pull back the curtain. And we're going to do that on a lot of things. Some of the financial things that are, everything was great and hunky dory. But guess what? They said everything was great with our finances and budget, and that all their spending, their insane spending that they went through with the COVID money. They're all saying, "Oh no, everything's okay. It's under control." Well, guess what, folks? It isn't. We're also finding out the other thing that's been happening with these tax revenues from the sales. The majority of that money is from a tax sale is supposed to be directed back to individual municipalities and school boards.
Oh.
Those guys get the biggest share. They're supposed to get the biggest share. But the county's been using that money to stay afloat. And I don't even know, if it's legal. And so what we're doing, we're getting ready with a barrage of right-to-know requests.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to find out how far back. We've heard reports as back as 19.
We know
Gino.
we know for sure it's a 19. We know we know 19.
Well, so what we're doing, though, we're gonna clarify that through the right-to-know request. And find out. And if, in fact, the commissioners use that money or they owe that money, that's money owed to individual school boards. And I know I live in the Connesville School District. And if I were on a school board, and that's going to be tough, this tax increase, they're anticipating a tax increase. They're all worried about it. Yeah. Individual school board members have talked to me about the problem there. But how can you raise the taxes if you're on a school board, knowing the county owes you money and how much? That's what we're going to try to.
Do they know?
Well, I don't know, but that's what we're working towards.
We know that there's a holding. We know that there's a holding period for the money. We know that we found that out, but we're not sure what the legal holding period is. Whether it's a year, which a year would sound reasonable.
Sure, but I think we're going back multiple years.
Well, we know the last time that anybody was reimbursed from the tax sale was 19, but we don't know when they were reimbursed for for the taxes. So they could be reimbursed for taxes from 14 or 15 or 17 and 19. See, understand what I'm?
Yeah.
Sure.
How often does this happen?
Well, it's been happening since Angela
Zimmerman was the first one that really brought this up as an issue.
Oh my gosh.
And frankly, it did get some attention, and there was some effort to catch that up.
Yeah.
And they were still woefully behind. And then once Angela left the political scene and didn't run again, it just, as an issue, it died.
Yeah.
And the commission fell back to that same pattern.
But my question is, with the business managers, should they know on the school boards that, where, should they be aware of this?
Well, I think they're aware of, in general, that it's happening. And the last time, I think the school boards actually had to file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Did they file a lawsuit to compel the?
I think it was Albert Galton actually
started it.
But
okay.
Wow. We gotta.
We're gonna get more information on that, right? So we don't want to go too much more into that topic. But there's a lot of other problems, and the roosters are the chickens are coming home to roost now with all the spending from the Gallatin Bank building. It's all catching up.
Yep.
And
the tunnel,
that crazy tunnel,
the crazy walkway.
Yeah, we don't even hear about it anymore. But guess what, folks? We're still paying for it. Although I don't know that has it been paid yet?
We don't. I don't know.
I don't think it's been paid off yet.
I'm waiting on a call back from a couple people, and I don't think.
Sure.
Now
if in fact there is going to be a tax increase, if they have to do that, I think that'll tell the tale that we're being buffaloed and lied to over the last several years. And this will be the second tax increase for Commissioner Dunn to sign off on if there is one.
Yep. He signed on to one on the 20 when first time he was just in office. They raised the taxes.
John, with two conservatives in the courthouse, I really thought the spending would be curtailed, but they went on and I referred to it in the last show, an orgy of spending. I mean, I don't know what I mean. It's just insane. They just went crazy, and now not only did they use all that money on projects, they're all projects that require more upkeep, more money. So they leveraged that money to get us into even further debt.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I would think that you could see the commonalities of this happening in governing bodies everywhere, because I feel like this government money that was received on all levels, it sort of created a conundrum, and then it created a deficit to bring us up to our knees.
We're supposed to go trillions of dollars in debt again, just so we can frivolously spend money all over the country.
Now, some of the counties didn't. Actually, a few of the some of the counties
looks like they're looking like the gold star right now.
So what? A lot
What?
of counties took the COVID money, and there were restrictions on how you could use it, but they used it to pay down like capital projects, things like that. So there was more money to pay employees and raises. And in fact, they that's what they've done. And in Fayette County, if we don't start giving raises to some of our employees, we're going to keep losing them.
Well,
I mean, we're bleeding out talent right now, and
That's happening even more locally, like
Sure.
at the school board level also.
oh, it's happening across the board. But the problem is because of these big infrastructure improvements,
Yeah.
we don't have the money for labor, and we're not watering our horses, so to speak.
Wow.
And that was always the thing with my employees. You have to feed your horses, and if you don't take care of the horses, they ain't going to take care of
Nobody to pull the
you.
wagon.
That's right. So and that's what's happening. I know, and I really hope that the folks in our new jail, the prison guards, they got a new jail, new facility, but guess what?
No,
They're not doing too good financially. Their pay, they're not keeping up with the pace, and a lot of them are going to use that job. And I can't fault anyone for trying to get themselves in a better position for their family and their futures. A lot of them are leaving, and they're looking at the door, and this is a hard time for companies to retain employees because it's very competitive out there, and the county's got going to have a bunch of big empty offices. I think we have them now. Most of the Gallatin Bank buildings empty. Even the occupied floors have a tremendous amount of floor space that we heat and cool on.
Well, that's what's happening at Uniontown. There's 8 buildings and they're grossly underutilized, and they have been for years. And they've wasted a lot of money pouring into these buildings and spreading out our kids and our resources. And
Sure.
so,
Well, I certainly hope I'm wrong. I hope that there's a big influx of money and people into Fayette County, and we need all these government buildings, and we need all this expansion. Maybe the commissioners know something that I don't. But I think if you look around, it's pretty evident. But what we're going to continue to do here is where we can, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to dig through some of the boring stuff and I get it. County government can be it's very boring and monotonous. But we're going to just keep digging. As we find this stuff, we're going to share it with you. And when we feel compelled by our conscience to act, we're going to act.
Yeah. We
because we're the people. We the people.
Yeah, there's several things that's going on, and we're going to have to take a good hard look at. And one of the things that, like you said, the solar panel project out in
See, and I'm all for the concept of solar energy is great, and I'm actually support that. But now we're not talking about putting some panels on your roof of your house for your own use.
Yeah.
We're talking about industrial production of solar. And so now you're talking about huge solar. It's in Georges Township. It's all over Facebook. Again, I've seen nothing in the newspaper yet. And there's a hearing coming up. And I hate that. I hate
to see when the hearing was. Do you remember?
It's coming up soon before the month is up. I want to say it's coming up. I don't want to, but I hate to say that we're getting our news off Facebook.
Yeah, the 17th.
Oh, the 17th. So that is.
Where's it going to be at?
That'll be. Hold on. Stand by. Just looking at this story, that will be at the Gallatin Building on West Main Street.
Okay, it'll be good. It'll be at the Gallatin Bank Building, and that's the zoning hearing.
The one thing that I actually went to college for this, believe it or not. But back then the problem was the power companies, whatever utility companies was involved, they didn't have to buy the power off of you. So it was only, and now if I understand the way the law is written, now they might be able to get around it somehow because it's a government, but if you put in a solar plant or a solar field, you have to have a place for it to be used there, like as an industrial use.
Okay.
And then whatever extra can go move on into the grid. The other problem with solar energy is the panels have a 40-year lifespan.
Oh.
Okay, which is good. 40 years is good, but back when I went to college, it was only 5 to 7 years. But now they got 40-year panels. But disposing of them panels at the end of the time is going to be a problem because of what they're made out of. And the third thing that I don't like, the one reason that I really don't like solar is because, I mean, if somebody wants to put a solar panel on their house and they want to help defer their electric bill, that's a great thing. It is. It's a great thing. But these panels are mostly made in China. So they're buying coal off of us to make power, to make solar panels. Now, let's think about this, people. Let's think about this. Why don't we burn the coal here and make power? And
I think this even goes to a deeper point. If we look at the coal industry historically, not currently, and all industries, this is the problem. This is a problem with county government. The stuff happens behind closed doors, and there's a lot of corruption. There was corruption during the early coal mining years, and we've got all over this county. We've got abandoned mine runoffs that no one's responsible for. Yet shareholders still exist from those same companies. Those companies go on with government protection, and we're dumping that crap into our streams.
Well, look how long it took
whether
them
it's solar
put
or
out the fire. I think they finally got it out. Out on 51, the project out there.
I grew up near one of those.
I think there was two different
where there was an underground
contractors in about 5 years worth of.
So, and here's the thing: the people that benefited from the sale of that coal didn't pay. That was the taxpayers paid, and that's what happens. So, whether it's no matter how feel good it is or whatever, if we're going to do a big industrial impact, especially in a neighborhood or in one of our municipalities. That, we can think ahead and say, well, okay, what happens when they leave? Is there a bond? Are we going to be left with this, this eyesore or this brownfield site or whatever? So the questions that have to be asked, how can we be sure that we're not going to have the legacy costs fall on us? Because that's what everybody does in Fayette County. They come here, they pillage. First it was timber, coal, gas. Then they leave and they give us crumbs.
The virgin timber that was in Fayette County that was taken, me and Gino couldn't get our arms around.
Oh yeah, Chestnut Ridge. I saw pictures from where you can't get your arms around the trees. Whole family standing in the cuts of the early trees. I mean. Wow. It looked like something that was like you would see out west in the Pacific Northwest, and so that all got stripped out. And then we kicked the Indians out, and we took all the trees, and then then it was the coal. We keep getting exploited here, and we're in a very rich, mineral rich, and God's really put His blessings on Fayette County, but we just keep letting ourselves get exploited.
Instead of putting solar panels in, what they should be looking at is putting micro generators in. Using the natural gas that's already being produced in the county, keep it in the county, let them make money on it,
sure.
and right here, let's produce power.
Well,
right
and
here.
Individuals can. I'm a big property rights guy. I think if you own property within reason, you should be able to do anything you want on that property if you don't impact your neighbors.
Yeah.
But when you're doing big industrial uses,
Yeah.
like the Amazon plant down in Pittsburgh, they fought that. People didn't want it in their neighborhood. That they didn't want it in their backyard, and I get that. And that's where county government's supposed to come in and protect the people. And they're going to have quite a battle with this solar thing. But we've seen it. We've seen quarries go in where paperwork gets lost, commissioners get, wink, wink. And then there's quarries exist where there shouldn't be quarries. So, hey, a lot of this stuff is that's why we got to insist on more transparency out of our county commissioners.
One of the things that I really think that we're going to have to figure, we'll have to figure this out. But the amount of tax revenue that should be coming back to Fayette County from just the stone that leaves Fayette County. There's a per dollar. I think it's 2 or 4 cents on the dollar should be coming back to Fayette County from the amount of stone that's being harvested or taken mined here. I mean, we got 2 huge quarries.
Well, sure. Most of the mineral rights, including the quarries, those are owned, the bigger quarries. I think aren't they owned by a German company?
The one up on the one up on the mountain. You're talking about Jim Mountain.
No, not Jim Mountain. But yeah, that's a good one. That's actually in Somerset.
Yeah, well, some of it.
Oh yeah. So we've got the quarry at the top of the Springfield Pike.
Yeah.
I think that's a German company.
It could be.
And I know a lot of our coal's it's owned by China. You know, they've bought it up. Chinese interest, and they're buying up a lot of our farms here. So you know, that's the reality. But the local government is supposed to look out for the people, and that's what they have to do. That's what they got to start. And the people, you got to hold these people accountable.
These
to
solar
this.
panels aren't going to put nobody to work.
Oh, I mean, there'll be a few people. A few people benefit. A lot of it's a lot of it's subsidies and things like that are even making this stuff feasible. And again,
It's
not
still
to get
tax money, Gino.
yeah, it's tax money. But when we talk about like the county's end on that, hey, you got to protect the people that live here. We got to take care of the people that are here now. The special interest stuff, I don't care whether it's coal, solar, or anything, any kind of special interest. It's got to be put in check.
Well, like I said, we worked pretty hard on that deal to get it put in front of the court.
Yeah, and it was in a short time frame, you know, and
We had some help.
I'm glad. I'm very. It's actually heartening to see that all of our concerns have been acknowledged, and that we led to some positive change. Because you know, most of the stuff you beat your head against the wall. This was a positive that they made some changes, and I hope it leads to greater accountability out of the Tax Claim Bureau and out of the Commissioner's office.
Yeah, I hate to discount the people with the Tax Claim Bureau because they're working at they're handicapped right
Well,
now.
it's not their problem or their fault. I don't want to blame anyone. I think it's a little deeper than that. I think you have to look at we pointed out a problem, and we were pretty clear in our suit. It was either this is being done intentionally or you got some things screwed up. And hey, to their credit, they've corrected them, and that's all we can ask for. So hopefully it was worth what we went through, a little positive change, and that's what hurts Fayette County is dying a death of 1,000 cuts. And all we can do is just one at a time try to fix them. And we need help. People get involved. You know, stand up, get to some of these meetings.
We're going to try
plug in where you can.
We're going to try to have a meeting here in the next few. Well, June and July are kind of already booked for both of us, but we're in the fair. But we're going to try to have a meeting to show people how to do right to knows. That's
yeah. We're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to break that whole process down. Maybe we'll just do it online, John.
Yeah.
So people can go online, and if they can't make a meeting, but really that is a very powerful tool that citizens have.
Yep.
And if you really want to get involved at the local level, and maybe you don't want to get involved or commit to like a political position or an ongoing thing, but hey, just shedding light, you know, shed some light, ask a question. If you don't get the answer, do a formal right to know request. I mean, we're getting ready to do some. That's how we find out a lot of what we find out.
And the biggest thing is how do I want to say that? I know what I want to say is, Gino, you're a Democrat. You're a registered Democrat, and I'm a registered Republican. But we came together on this to do the right thing, not for the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. Well, we did it because we wanted to help Fayette County citizens.
Sure.
And that's what this was about. It's just like the injection well.
Yeah.
We that was, and it's just like the election situation. This isn't a Democratic problem.
Listen, folks, I don't want to get involved in any of these issues if I don't have to. I don't want them to be issues.
No, but
I've got things I'd like to be down on my property, and my favorite things down there cutting grass with the brush hog and working on the riverbank. That's where I want to be. I mean, it's very frustrating to have to keep getting pulled out of my summer vacation.
Hopefully, in the next few years, I'm going to be able to move on to some other things. But like I said, I got invited to take a trip on a yacht here in the next, hopefully maybe the end of next year or the following year. Yeah. And I told him, I said, I think I'd like to try out Lake Erie before we went out on the ocean, because I'm looking at them waves. You watch what is this, Deadliest Catch? But anyways, hey, we got to close the show up. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. This is Jon Marietta. I am the Hillbilly.